Just being jacked or strong is not fitness. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today, but a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you are not subscribed or following, please do so, and if you'll be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I would also greatly appreciate that. Let's get over into this. Obviously, I've got a variety of stock footage from the year up here. Some of the early stuff when I was slightly heavier, hitting some pretty decent numbers. Then me leaner, and then working more on cardio and health. So here's the thing, guys. When it comes to this is kind of like why I made that video on BMI. This is why I've been talking about well-rounded fitness. I feel like we oftentimes as a community, a fitness community, we've lost sight of this. We've got so much of the word fitness up there, and everyone's either chasing aesthetics or they're chasing elite strength and all these things. And I'm not saying we can't have these things while being truly fit. And I think we should have these things. Look, I think you should have a baseline strength. Like guys, I think you should be able to deadlift 500 pounds. I think you should have a six-pack, right? Right, that is part of fitness. Being reasonably aesthetic, having an attractive physique, being strong, sure, that's part of it. But even if we're going to go further and we're going to talk about health, or we're going to talk about even other aspects of fitness, I mean, your performance goes beyond that, all right? If you can't go up a flight of stairs without being out of breath, you're not fit. You're not fit, and you have no business using the term fitness. There have been points in my life in this journey where I've been in those situations. There have been points in this journey where my blood pressure has been high. There's been points where I couldn't make it up a flight of stairs. I'm also 48 years old right now. This is not an option, okay? And I'm saying this to a lot of the other people out here who they are promoting this idea of fitness, or that they are in any way healthy or part of fitness culture, when they're blasting trend. They're eating junk food, talking about, well, at least I'm lean, you know, I'm using Train and Clean, and but I'm eating all this junk food and not doing a lot of cardio. It's like, yeah, that's not fitness, okay? Or the power lifter who, you know, some of my brothers here, my brothers and sisters, they're obese, they can't make it up a flight of stairs. Blood pressure's high, lipids are high, okay? Due to combinations of being too fat, not enough varied exercise, cardio, maybe the drugs they're using. Right? This is not fitness, guys. How many people are we going to watch drop dead in this community before we get the memo here that health is wealth? I mean, we're watching it over. How many of your heroes, whether they've been influencers and YouTubers or bodybuilders or athletes, how many of them are we going to watch tumble and fall? Some of them real young, okay? Some of them real young. And at least the CrossFit people get a better understanding. So let's set aside even the health end. I mean, if we're going to really talk about fitness as fitness and physical culture was in the 50s and 60s and 40s, I'm sorry, but CrossFit has everybody beat. They're strong, they're conditioned, they look good. Right? Most of the CrossFitters have good bodies. You go to the CrossFit Games. How many of them have really good physiques? And it doesn't matter they win a bodybuilding show because let's be frank, the average pro bodybuilder looks like trash. They don't have a good physique. They're hideous monsters. You go look at the CrossFit Games. The people winning are making a whole lot of us look real bad in terms of how they look. They have great physiques usually, phenomenal physiques, the men and the women. They're strong, they're athletic, they have conditioning. All right, that's well-rounded. That's well-rounded. I'm not saying to go to a CrossFit box because the CrossFit boxes don't always prepare you to be at that level, but these are real athletes. These are real fit. These people are fit. I mean, the same thing if you see a NFL or NBA player or whatever sport this is who's got a good amount of muscle and they're lean and they're ripped and they're up there performing a multifaceted sport. Now, that's fitness. That's athletic, and we should all be athletic. Right? So we're going to do all these things, and then people want to brag about, I got ripped without cardio, I got ripped without a good diet. Really? You should have been doing cardio. You weren't eating chicken, brown rice, and broccoli. Like, you weren't eating a good, healthy diet. We got people promoting crazy carnivore or the ultra high saturated fat keto, or even people promoting the weirder vegan. Or you got people promoting fad diets and calling it fitness. Garbage, trash dumpster, horrible blood work. Elevated LDL, arterial plaque, all this nonsense, insulin resistance, elevated fasting glucose. That's not fitness. Using trends, not fitness. Blasting high doses of any anabolic or PED isn't fitness. I'm not saying a little TRT, because that actually seems to improve certain health outcomes. But look at the old timers who used to use very little stuff. Plenty of them were healthy and fit and lived a long time. Okay? But the abuse we're seeing in all these places, that's not fitness. The abuse we're seeing in social media to look good for the camera by honestly dudes who aren't big enough to be using the amounts they're using, but they're doing it. Looking for that quick physique. We need to be promoting health. We need to be taking things like the BMI seriously and go, really, you need to not be at an obese BMI. Me included. That's why I'm cutting even here. I still need to drop 10, 11 pounds to not be obese and just be in the overweight. All right? I'm not up here as a guru talking on a mountain down to people. I'm talking to myself too. Jason, Blaha. Talking to myself also. We need to have balanced, healthy diets. We need to be completely sober, right? No alcohol, no smoking, not eating junk. We all need to be not abusing any type of drugs. We need to all be doing cardio. We need to be eating clean, healthy diets. We should all be athletic. We should all be at lean body fats. Okay? And I don't want to hear this from dudes, 18% body fat. You're not 18%. A lot of them claim that because they're stronger. They're 25%. All right, that's unacceptable, guys. That's not fitness. And it's not health. And it's killing you. We have to stop promoting all this as being part of fitness. What happened to health and fitness and athleticism? We have to make a comeback of that as a community as a whole. And we have to be denouncing the horrible health advice and fitness advice that's being put out there and the practices that people are promoting.